Ein paar Einzelheiten zu den beiden Boxern im Ring. Zunächst Rudiger. Köln ist 29 Jahre alt, wiegt 90,1 Kilo, ist 1,96 Meter groß und gab sein Profidebüt 1994. Sein Kampfrekord 44 Kämpfe, davon 39 gewonnen, davon 9 durch K.O. 3 Kämpfe endeten unentschieden. Johnny Nelson aus Sheffield, Großbritannien, 37 Jahre alt, 90,4 Kilo schwer, 1,89 Meter groß. Er wurde Profi schon 1986 und hat von 57 Kämpfen 43 gewonnen, davon 28 durch K.O., 2 endeten unentschieden. Die Offiziellen am Ring, die WBO-Punktrichter. Aus den USA, Harold Gomez. Aus den USA, Chuck Giampa. Und aus Belgien, André van Grotenbroil. Der WBO-Delegierte am Ring ist Phil Siegel, ebenfalls USA. Und der WBO-Ringrichter bei seinem ersten Weltmeisterschaftskampf ist Axel Zielke aus Deutschland. The bout of the two friends. Der Kampf zwischen den beiden guten Freunden um die WBO-Weltmeisterschaft im Cruisergewicht zwischen Rudiger und Johnny Nelson. Good luck, gentlemen.
So there then is all the official announcements there made by our MC, and you just heard him say as well, the bout between two friends. Now, big question I've got to ask is, should a German referee be taking charge of a fight involving a German? Absolutely not. So Johnny Nelson then making the 12th defence of his WBO Cruiserweight Championship here against his old mucker, Rudiger. But any fight will tell you, when business comes to business, friendship goes out of the window. And that will be suspended for at least an hour here. Now, if I ask you, so round one, another scheduled dozen. How many title fights Johnny Nelson's had in his 57 fight career? Would you be able to tell me? Well, I'll let you think about it for just a moment. And if I ask you how many fights, title fights anyway, that Rudiger Meyer's had in his 44 fight career, and how many they've had between them? Well, let me tell you, Rudiger Meyer has had 11 title fights in his 44 contests to date. Johnny Nelson has had an incredible 31 championship contests out of 57 fights. That's between them 42 championship contests. Between them, that's quite incredible. That must be close to a record. Anyway, back to the action here. Rudiger Meyer, big lad, 6 feet 5.5 inches tall. Johnny Nelson, 6'3". And always in great shape, Johnny. And, you know, absolute murder to fight. Very hard to nail the clean punch. You know, he's got a very good corner. Junior Witter over with him as well. And, you know, he's a decent bloke, Johnny Nelson. I've known Johnny for donkey's years. And a very successful fighter. Brendan Ingle had an awful lot of faith in Johnny when he first started, despite losing his first 3. And, of course, they're very close. Rudiger Meyer, well, we've seen an awful lot of him over the years. Didn't quite have the success of his brother Torsten, but did very well nonetheless. Well, a couple of punches there, catching Johnny on the chest. Does score. Doesn't hurt. Well, not a great deal in this opening session. Maybe Rudiger Meyer could be credited with winning this first round, but we've still got a minute to go. And Johnny, of course, has boxed in Germany before. In fact, his last fight against Petkovic was a majority points win here. Boxed in Denmark, Las Vegas, Brazil, France, Belgium, New Zealand, Thailand, South Africa, Australia. Amazing, quite amazing. And so, as I say, once again, you know, being a top-class sportsman takes you around. Well, last few seconds in round one. Quite an orthodox individual. Johnny, the opposite. So there's the bell that might have just gone Mai's way. Yeah, they're old mates, old sparring partners, Rudiger, Mai, Johnny Nelson, and Rudiger might just have edged that first round. Johnny, once again, quite a defensive individual, especially there. Rudiger, by the way, has done most of his boxing in Germany. He's boxed in California, New York, Spain, Austria, but that's about it. Pass auf, wenn die rechte oben drüber ziehen will. Absichern. Machst du richtig. Bleib so aktiv. Läuft sehr gut. Yep, into round two. This one of a scheduled dozen. Rudiger Mai, the challenger for the WBO title. And this, by the way, Rudiger's first so-called world title shot. I didn't know the WBO was still in business. I think Johnny Nelson must be propping them up. And both these men, by the way, have enjoyed some very good form over the years. As I say, Rudiger Mai has been a pro now since for 10 years, whereas Johnny Nelson has been a pro for a bit longer than that, 18 years. But he's very alert, Johnny Nelson, especially when the threat's high. And, you know, there's no doubt about it. Mai's a decent fighter, or a decent boxer, I should say. You know, and the threat is reasonably high here, which means Johnny's going to have to be on his toes. Well, I don't think Rudiger's landed a telling blow so far in the second round. And everything, of course, Mai does, the crowd will clap. Just got through the body shot there, and a little trip from Johnny Nelson. Well, nice bit of work here for Nelson. And of course, Brennan Ingles turned out some superb fighters over the years in British boxing. And in, of course, world terms. Well, Nelson looking a little bit too tricky here for Mai, who, as I say, is a very straightforward individual. And might not be enjoying this kind of approach here from Nelson, but he did know what to expect. Maybe it was the height of optimism to think he could deal with Johnny Nelson. Better men have tried and failed. No offence, of course, to Mai. Well, around there for Johnny Nelson. That's level things up for me. 19 points apiece.
Listen, you've got to start hitting him with straight shots. Yeah. You understand? Don't start going down to him. Just start getting that right hand. You see, you've got to start just throwing straight shots. You've got to start your deep readers and talking to you. When you go down, you're making it look like he's doing something and he's doing nothing. You know, but he's nicking around. Okay. Got me?
So round 3 coming up then. And Johnny Nelson took the second after, I think mine may have edged the first. So Rudiger then, elbows tucked in, hands nice and high, takes a right there from Nelson, can't stop everything getting through. I think, see the concentration on Johnny's face. Lovely. And one of those big shots from Johnny will really intimidate Rudiger. I can't believe how much I've seen of Johnny Nelson over the years in the ring. Of course, the man calling for a fight with Johnny Nelson is Enzo Machinarelli. That might just be a little bit too soon, Enzo. And Johnny's reflexes are still superb. Well, once again, Maide getting through the right hand, but Nelson had a bit of success as well. And Brennan, Ingles' wife, and you can hear Brennan shouting away in the background there. Alma took over the promotional reins in Sheffield. They've done a very good job, the Ingles. So a minute to go then, round 3. Nice left right there from Nelson. And you may remember last time out, Johnny Nelson, when he fought Petkovic, punched with very little authority, and I think that was a real shame. He's punching with more authority here. Oh, right there, catching. Rudiger coming forward. Oh my, just hanging on for a moment there, just clearing his head, making sure everything's okay. Yeah, that's a decent round again for Johnny Nelson. Got through with all the telling shots there, and there's Henry Masker. So Masker and Bayer, they must be pretty concerned at the way this one's going.
Lange linke Hand, ne? Versucht zum Rundenende hin noch mal ein paar Aktionen reinzuziehen. Ne? Die rechte kommt jetzt besser. Die hat zum Anfang der Runde sehr gut getroffen. Dann hat sie wieder ein bisschen geklemmt. Du musst es so einschätzen, dass du ihn ein bisschen überrascht damit. Ja? Und dann komm wieder zurück zur linken. Die linke, die muss öfters kommen. Ja. Ne? Warte nicht zu lange. Ja?
Well, don't wait too long. Get back in with the left hand when Nelson misses, was more or less what Torsten Mayer was saying.
Lass ihn nicht so viel Pause. Ne?
The replay here then.
Bleib da dran. Er darf nicht so viel Pause zwischendurch haben. Ne? Dann bring ruhig die lange linke.
Yep, we're in round 4 already.
Und dann nimm sie oben zurück. Machst du gut drüben.
And here we go. 4th round. Johnny Nelson, I've got a point in front here at 29-28. Lost the first, but won 2 and 3. Well, positive start here from Rudiger Mike. Well, Mike once again hanging on there. And it was Rudiger who did it that time. Yes, I think it's quite incredible. 42 title fights between them, these two. 31 out of 57 fights for Johnny Nelson have been championship contests. In fact, this is 32 out of 58. And, of course, this is number 12 out of 45 for Mai. And that's quite amazing, as I say. Between them now, 44 championship contests. Yes, Johnny Nelson's had some very high highs. He's had some pretty low lows as well. And looking to turn this one into a big high. And I'm quite clear, of course, what Mai is trying to do here, but I don't think he's going about it the right way. To beat a tricky fighter like Nelson, you've got to be as tricky. You can't be completely straightforward, because he'll just box your head off. He uses the angles very well, Johnny Nelson, got good reflexes, good timing. And of course, he knows where they should go. Mai, I can't say Mai's doing a bad job, just not the right job. And there's few men who can out-trick Johnny Nelson, or German referee. I think that's one of the problems about having a German referee with a German fighter. Nice left right there from Nelson. Once again, getting through the clean punches. A lovely left hook there, good right as well, sunk through the middle. Yeah, that's a very good round there for Johnny Nelson. Won that one pretty cleanly. 39-37, 2 points in front now. 4 rounds gone, potentially, of course, 8 to go. I don't think, by the way, Rudiger Mai is the most solid of individuals, chin-wise. So still anything could happen here. But he's, he's sticking in there at the moment. But Johnny Nelson, just far too tricky for him.
Ganz genau auf den Punkt. Nicht daneben schlagen.
Into round 5, and Johnny Nelson, I believe, has got a 2-point lead now, 39-37 with 4 gone. Rudiger Mai, his German challenger, though, well, he's determined to beat his mate and win the title. And of course, this pro Mai crowd getting behind him. But he really has got a major job on his hands here. Johnny's so good on his feet still, even at 37 years of age. Which, of course, is not old when you fight like Johnny Nelson. And he's got a bit of power, by the way, Johnny Nelson. I've seen him knock out some very good lads in pretty chilling fashion. From the beat my old mate Ian Bullock with a beautiful left uppercut, right cross combination in Stoke. An uppercut there from Mai. I remember also him beating the late my old mate as well, Caldwell Hilton, with a punch that to this day I still cannot see landing, and Caldwell collapsed in a heap and was counted out. Oh, come on, ref. See, that's your problem with a German referee and a German fighter, especially this particular referee, who's not been the best at the best of times. And Mai now sporting a bit of a bruise around the left eye. I just wonder how long Johnny Nelson can continue. I suppose if he was dethroned, he probably would pack it in. The only reason people fight him, of course, is for his belt. That's the only thing he's got really of any... Mind you, having said that, that's the same for most fighters. The only thing they've really got of any worth is their championship. But that's not, of course, true of all fighters. Some fighters will still be great with no belt whatsoever. Well, Mai now on his back foot here. Well, the advice the corner gave him a couple of rounds ago has come to really nothing, because there's been a slight change in circumstance here. Nelson taking the fight to Mai now. Whereas before, you may remember, Johnny Nelson was taking a back seat here, allowing Mai to do all the work and working off him and the mistakes he made. The boots on the other foot. Nice long right there from Rudiger. Tricky round to score this one. Yeah, that's a tricky round to score, but I think Johnny Nelson might just have landed a greater quantity of scoring shots. That's that right hand. Uppercut on the inside there from Mai. And there's Johnny's wife. And she's a great character. Well, trying to keep this swelling and slight cut at bay now. Not something you see often on Rudiger Mai, is it? Some kind of facial injury.
Jawohl. Lass dir nicht die Butter vom Brot nehmen. Jawohl, das sieht gut aus, Rudi. Mach so weiter.
Well, carry on like that, says Torsten Mai. Round 6 then. And of course, the more sacrifices Mai makes for success, the more danger he's going to be in. And by sacrifices, I do, of course, mean his own personal safety. You know, sometimes you just got to take a chance, so throw caution to the wind and see what you can get out of it. And Mai might be stuck in that particular situation at the moment. So if he stands back and gets picked off like this, what's the point? He's got to try and go for it. Well, Brennan Engel, they're having to scream at the referee, and rightly so. He probably didn't have any objections at the rules meeting about a German referee. Who knows? Thinking that Johnny could take care of business. But in a close fight, supposing this goes the full route, and Nelson has 1 or 2 points deducted, you know, it really could count for something. You, of course, also risk disqualification. Well, nice little right there from Rudiger Mai. Little tap on the shoulder from Johnny Nelson. Both guilty, by the way, of holding. Rudiger trying to make it look like Johnny Nelson's doing it. But then again, so many German fighters do that, don't they? Sven Ottke, of course, was the master of disguise. So halfway through the 6th. And well, last warning here for Nelson, quite possibly. Don't think that'll bother Johnny too much. But as I say, you know, if it goes the full route, it will make a difference. Well, the referee there, he's dying to take a point off Johnny Nelson, isn't he? Absolutely dying to. He can't wait, can he? He cannot wait to start docking points here from Nelson. Nice right there from Johnny. Oops, a daisy, goodness me. Well, he just kind of pushed him on the back there, and poor Rudiger hurtled to the ropes. Now they're on the press table. Well, one of them anyway. Well, that was quite bizarre. That you don't see every day. Now, will he do? No. Yes, he will. He couldn't wait, could he? Well, an intentional foul. 2 points there for an intentional foul. Well, I don't agree with that. I mean, you know, you can push anyone all you like, but, you know, are you responsible for then going head first through the ropes? I don't think so. So 2 points off the Nelson score. Now, that's going to really get his goat. 2 points, eh? So 2 points off in round 6. I don't think it's going to make much of a difference, actually. 49-46 up coming into this round. He's winning it anyway, but 2 points deducted, which will be a 10-8 round for Mai. And oh, here he goes. Right, the referee has probably done Mai the worst thing he could have possibly done, and that is dock points from Johnny Nelson for a deliberate intentional foul. Okay, he sidestepped and gave a little push, but as I say, he's not responsible for the fact that Mai ended up on the table at ringside.
Step back.
Well, it'll be a 10-8 round miss for Mai. Will it make a difference? Quite possibly, we'll see. Well, Johnny's still in front by a single point. But there you are. I mean, you know, was he responsible for that? Okay, the push, certainly. And the sidestep, by, you know, completely. But was he responsible for Rudiger Mai going through the ropes? No, of course he wasn't. No intent there, and the referee called it an intentional foul. Never rated this referee, by the way, but he's been appointed WBO. And Wilfred Salad always gets out of his pram, doesn't he, about the slightest of incidents. He seems to live every punch his fighters take. So, and then the halfway point of this 12-round contest. There's only a point behind now. So Johnny Nelson in the whites, for want of a better word, against Rudiger Mai, still a point, I believe, very unfairly. 2 points dock for the pushing intent. Rudiger Mai through the ropes. He sidestepped, gave him a little shove, but as I said, not his responsibility where Mai ended up. So, him with the elbow or sticking the nut on them. Something equally, of course, is you know, deserved foul, but nothing asked by any means. Referee should have clapped Johnny Nelson instead of taking points off him. Well, Brendan Engelett shouting, "Come on, take it to him." Well, I think he's got a point there. Especially at this stage, I think that, you know, when Mai could be in front and Nelson's title at stake. Well, Mai hanging on here for safety and survival. Oh, nice bit of work there from Nelson. Well, it's, oh, a lovely right there from Nelson, a gorgeous punch that. Well, I was just about to say, this is getting very frustrating. And Nelson lands a crunching right hand. Well, the referee taking up the mandatory 8 count here against Rudiger Mai. And a pretty slow 8 at that. So, can Johnny Nelson finish it here? Crunching, oh, got him again. Good shot that. And he's in big trouble now. Rudiger Mai on the floor in the neutral corner, and a barrage of punches. The referee has stopped the contest in the 7th round. Johnny Nelson retains his WBO title, and in, I've got to say, ultimately, devastating fashion. But that fight had its moments in both respects. Well, almost the entire Ingle family there. Well, the punch that started it off was an absolute cracker. Junior Witter there hands the belt up to the still champion, Johnny Nelson. So I don't have a great deal of regard for the WBO, in fact, any of them. WBC, IBF, WBA, they're all the same to me, all a load of old rubbish. But, you know, as I say, it is an earning tool for Johnny Nelson. Here we go. Bing, crunching right that. Didn't he go down well? Oh, it was like a tree being felled in the woods. Cracking right hand. And there it is again. In fact, that's the follow-up. And, well, Mai really did take 3 or 4 good punches there, all on the head. Well, that will keep Johnny's horses in feed for a little while. And that was a very good performance, ultimately, from Johnny Nelson, to finish anyway. As I said, there's still an awful lot of frustrating things about Johnny Nelson. I'm just delighted I'm not one of his opponents. But Rudiger Mai, you've got to feel for him. You know, he tried, he failed, but he had a go.
Called a halt to the action at 2:29 of the 7th round. Der Ringrichter Axel Zielke brach den Kampf ab nach 2:29 in der 7. Runde.
2:29 then.
Sieger durch technischen K.O. und weiterhin WBO-Weltmeister im Cruisergewicht.
Johnny Nelson.
Aus Großbritannien.
Absolutely right. 44 wins now for Johnny, 12 defeats, 2 draws.